Hey, thanks for stopping by Mystic Messages. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Hope everyone is doing amazing today. I'd just like to remind everyone again that this is the only platform that I use. If you happen to find these messages elsewhere, please either anonymously let me know or report them, especially if they're asking for donations, because I do not ask for any donations at this time. Okay, that being said, let's begin. Today's message is from Source in the entire ethereal realms. Okay, to everyone. Okay, I was about getting ready to do my workout, and I was stopped and guided to create this message. Okay, and the message is that I wrote it down. Complacency, deception, hatred, and ignorance are taking their toll on our society. Okay, and most everyone is to blame, unfortunately. Now, everyone is not going to like this message, and I apologize for that in advance. But those who know and have the ability to look within themselves and see truth will understand this message and, possibly gain something from it. Basically, what the divine realms wants us to know is that we are going down the wrong path. We are falling into categories that feed the negative energies, okay, which is what they thrive off of. They thrive off of our negative emotions, okay. The emotions of fear, hatred, complacency, dishonesty, any negative emotion you could think of, depression, anxiety, obsession. All these are feeding a system, okay, of a spiritual realm who thrives off of these energies, okay? And how are we feeding them, okay? First and foremost, complacency, okay? When we accept things that are going on without having the courage or the guts to speak up, which is the worst thing that any society could do. Worst. When you don't have courage in this society to speak up against what's wrong, you are no better than the person who's perpetrating it. You know better. And I hate to sound mean in saying that, but that's just the truth. Okay, whether somebody likes it or not, that's the way it is. Okay, again, I'm not here for a popularity contest. Okay, my channel is constantly under attack by many individuals. Okay, including individuals that work for YouTube, unfortunately, because they don't want these messages getting out. For example, I put out a very important message yesterday. Okay, it was a channeled message uh, from certain family members and pets that wanted to reach their relatives. Okay, they had a message for them. Unfortunately, that video didn't get not one hit. Okay, now that's ironic, and it's not normal. Okay, I'm not saying that my videos are the best. I don't claim that they are. Okay, but I've seen a lot of garbage videos that get thousands of hits within the first minute of them putting them out, which is further proof to me that what my guides are showing me is not incorrect. Okay, and for those who are participating in this, you have a lot of divine justice coming to you. Okay, you might think it's funny now, laugh all you want, because not only is the negative behavior that you're putting out going to affect you, it's going to affect your family members as well. And this is going to be long lasting. But you did it yourself. Many of you have been warned and you continue to do so. Okay? For the second part of this message, before we continue, there's something very important that needs to go out there. There is a specific group of flying monkeys, okay, that are working for two individuals. One of them happening to be my ex. Okay? I gave a very important message the other day for you to look further into, finding out some truth for yourself. And the message was to look for Dover Plains High School, class of 1993, Dover Plains, New York. Okay? The second clue is look for surnames that end in a vowel. Okay? If you weren't able to pick it up the first time. Okay? And you will find out some truth. That being said, let's continue with the message. Okay? We're talking about complacency. So this is for you as well, the group who works with my ex and his illustrious Jabba the Hutt spouse. Okay, you all know who you are. Uh, you have consequences coming to you. Unfortunately, you again were warned. several times, but yet you continue to play the game. Very sad for you. Moving on, okay? Getting back to complacency. That was part of where this message tied into. Even if you sat back and you know things are going on against other people, and even if you don't take part in it and you stay silent, you again will receive the consequences of your behavior. All those out there who see people polluting and don't confront them, you are part of the behavior. All those who witness abuse of any kind, whether it's animal abuse, people abuse, whatever abuse, you sit there and do nothing because you're fearful of what people are going to think about you. Okay? The bottom line is, why do you give a shit? Are those people that important? People that are destroying our planet, are they that important that you need to be liked by them? Okay? Again, my friend Ann from the YouTube channel Black Wind Psychic, okay, speaks perfectly about Mother Gaia, okay? And I'm going to reference her here because she talks about how Mother Gaia is one of the greatest watchers out there, meaning that she watches all the watchers that are recording everything that human beings do, good, bad, or indifferent, okay? So everything we do, everything we don't do gets recorded. But Mother Gaia, Mother Earth, she, in my opinion, is one of the most greatest stenographers. She keeps track of everything. Okay. And if you want to learn more about that, I suggest that you check out the Black Wind Psychic. Okay. She's also on YouTube. She has excellent videos, and you can learn a lot from her if you are open minded enough to hear what she has to say. So, again, the next part is deception. The deception that's going on out there is incredibly repulsive. Repulsive. Okay? You can see that going on with politicians in our government, politicians throughout the world. And I'm not even picking a side at this point because they all suck. I don't care which side they're on. They're all a bunch of, not effective people in my opinion, and they're not true leaders. Okay? But they have created a problem in the Middle East. Okay? Implemented. Implemented by radical Christians who want to create Armageddon. Okay? And they found a puppet to use to do their bidding, which is only going to affect all of us, not to mention the poor innocent people and animals in those lands that are being attacked. Okay? Being attacked, and you know why they're being attacked? Because it's covering up the exposure that was coming to these people in politics. So they had to figure out another way to deceive, confuse, and keep you occupied with a war. Okay? So that way you'll forget about all the things that were done in the past. Because so many of you want to stay on your phones, look at stupid TikTok videos of people being hurt because you think it's funny. It's not funny. That's the problem of our society today. It's not funny. Okay? When we sit there complacently and we don't speak out against these things, or when we watch stupid videos like that and promote them, we are just as much part of the problem as the perpetrator. Think of how you would feel if it was you that slipped and fell somewhere, or that you had a cheating spouse and somebody recorded it and placed it all over for everyone to see, and everyone would be laughing. How would you feel about that? Okay? Would you be able to have the Constitution to handle it? I'm pretty sure people laugh at me and call me crazy. That's fine. I don't give a shit. It's not my problem. Okay? But many of you out there who I'm speaking to, it would crumble to have to be under that kind of a spotlight, but yet you participate in doing those very things to other individuals. Individuals who are unknowingly being recorded. Unknowingly. Okay? Placed on videos. And I have hope that maybe there'll be a decent law that comes out against things like that. Stealing people's, making videos of people without their permission, including stealing videos of content like the work that I do here, because I'm not the only one who does this type of work. But many people feel that they have the right to steal that content and use it. And yet people watch it knowingly and say nothing. Their family, friends, whoever, rather have their support of these lying, deceitful people instead of doing the right thing. Okay, again, we all have a choice to do what's right. We all do. I've asked many times with these videos, I've asked, my regular viewers, anyone, to help me pass these videos on so they can reach people who need to hear them. Even if you don't like them, it takes 2 seconds to hit the like button. Again, not for me, because I don't need your validation. Okay? I don't. And I'm not interested in it. I'm here to do a job, and I do it for the Most High. Okay? Now, whether you want to call that crazy or not is fine. But all of you who have sat there and done nothing, okay? Done nothing. When I selflessly put out my time, okay, mostly every day, to bring these messages to people who probably don't even deserve them, in my opinion. And that's just a true fact. I'm not being mean. I'm just stating a point, okay? I'm just stating a point. It's not easy to come out every single day and put all this effort into something that doesn't even get respected or doesn't even get assistance from those who claim to follow the channel, okay, to help this stupid algorithm. So that way these messages can reach those who need to reach them. As I always tell you, okay, if it don't apply, let it fly. But at least help be part of the solution to help get these videos moving so that those who might need to hear them or benefit from them will receive them. Okay? Unfortunately, that's the only way it works is through algorithm. Okay? I don't like asking for help. I've never asked help from anything for anybody because you know what? Every time I ever asked even one favor, it was always denied. And that's cool. I was always the person who gave, and I don't mind, and I still give. I'll give my love and acceptance to anyone. But I refuse to continue to put out my love and respect for those who can't even give me an ounce back. Okay? And I don't think that's asking a lot. I don't. That's just being honest. You know, we all need to look within ourselves. I'm not perfect. Okay? I don't come across as this happy go lucky, smiling person in spirituality. It doesn't mean that I don't feel those things inside. It doesn't mean that I don't have a playful side. But most of these videos are on the serious side because these things matter. They matter. They matter for all of us. And I want a better future for all of us. And I can care enough about each and every one of you out there, every single person, every animal, every living thing on this planet, including the plant life, to take my time to put these videos out here. And I do it with love, okay? And not expecting anything in return. But the disrespect, I don't expect and I don't appreciate. I do my best to respect everyone. I support everyone. I fight for everyone's rights, okay? Especially me as a gay man, I fight for everyone's rights. And I'm always so surprised to find out how many of those whose rights I fought for wouldn't stand up for a person like me. Again, complacency. Then there's the deception, okay, which is the ultimate, okay, the lies and deceit that drags the vibration of the planet down. It drags your vibration down. People sit there and choose to lie instead of owning up to their mistakes that they made in their life. We all make mistakes. No one's perfect, including me. But not being able to look at your shadow side and saying, hey, you know what? This is where I fricked up. How can I change that? What can I do to be a better person in the world? They choose not to. They choose to sit back and do nothing. Many of you out there, and I've repeated it over and over again, and the divine wants you to hear it again, have been asked to do something. Okay? Whatever that is, you have been called to do. Whether that's to write a book, create an invention, do something for the benefit of society, help those in need, be a voice for the voiceless. But yet, they all sit back in fear. Okay? Fear. That's what keeps everyone under control. Fear. But if we all stand up together, there's nothing to fear. That's the problem. That's the secret they don't want you to find out. And unfortunately, many out there will continually repeat cycle after cycle after cycle of reincarnation and complain that they don't like this life and this world, but yet they refuse to do what's necessary to make things better. You refuse to be honest. You refuse to do what you're being called to do. You refuse to take care of the planet. You refuse to recycle. You refuse to love unconditionally without expecting anything in return. It's not about tit for tat. If you really want to elevate your soul, if you really want to raise your vibration, you have to do these things. It's imperative. It's imperative. Because playing on your phone all day ain't going to do it. That's the biggest distraction that they created for everyone. Like I said many times before, I never had one of those stupid smartphones, and I don't want one. I keep a basic cell phone for my business. That's about it. That's what I use it for. And God forbid something should happen to me when I'm in my car and I need to reach somebody, I have a phone. Because payphones no longer exist, thanks to the creation of the smartphone that's actually making everyone stupid. Okay? Everyone's focused on that. They carry that phone from room to room, room to room, place to place. It's sickening, actually. It's so sad. I wish I can go back to the time when I was a kid in my younger days in the 70s and 80s when that crap didn't exist. Because guess what? It was a better world. It was a better world when people weren't constantly texting, gossiping, lying about each other, you know, reveling in people's misery and then passing it along, taking videos of people who are hurting and pressing likes on those videos when that should be the thing that should be taken away. But yet we have these companies who create these platforms who support garbage, unfortunately. They don't want you to hear the truth. They want you to be distracted by the garbage. They want you to be distracted by the person who fell down in front of Grand Central Station because it's funny. It's really hysterical. It's actually sad when you think about it. What we have become, what this society has become is, I don't know, there's no words for it. It's very sad. And I'm sorry that I have to deliver this message that the Divine Realms wants people to hear today. And most of you are not going to like this message, and that's cool. Like I said, I'm not here for a popularity contest. I really don't care if you like it or you don't. Okay? That's not my part. I'm doing my part by putting these messages out there. And those who understand what these messages are for will get them. They'll understand. Those who can take inventory of themselves will look at these messages and say, hey, you know what? This is not a reprimand. This is a wake up call. Because that's exactly what it is. This is non judgmental. It's just a wake up call. You have a choice. We could either continue going down the path that we're going down, or we can choose to move forward with integrity, with honesty. Okay? Being able to stand up when something is wrong. Be fearless. Be brave. That is what it's going to take to get everything back on track. And something needs to happen soon, or else you're going to have a current politician who is a draft dodger sending your children off to war. Think about that for a second. Because it ain't going to be the rich people's kids going off to war to kill themselves for a war that wasn't necessary. It's going to be your kids. Because unfortunately, money lets people get away with a lot of shit. And until we're able to understand that, we're not going to go forward. And when we start to understand that we are supporting that, when we're watching stupid videos, when we're going to these garbage fast food joints that are killing you, when you're buying organic food that's not even organic, when organic food should be supplied for everyone, you are supporting the system. You're a perpetrator of it. And the Divine Realms wants everyone to wake up. This is your opportunity to move forward, to use your intelligence, to raise your vibration, be with good people that you're supposed to be around, and elevate to the next level. Because if not, you will condemn yourself to an endless cycle of reincarnation on this prison planet, because that's what it is. So we have a choice. Either we wake up to the reality of what's happening and understand it, or we could stay stuck. The choice is ours. I want to thank everyone again for stopping by, and we'll see you again soon. Take care.